Dirty Dancing is about how an abortion caused two people to fall in love.
Hey!
Silver lining.
All right! They loved her abortion.
It's
so
like when
much.
Harry met Sally at an abortion. I'll have what she's having. 1963 was the height of the civil rights movement, the March on Washington. Martin Luther King's historic I Have a Dream speech. So Jennifer Grey she's innocent. She's in her 1960s family. She loves her dad, Jerry Orbach. Jennifer Grey, in this, everyone calls her baby. So there's this luxury resort. It's this big mansion called Kellerman. It's a resort, but also, I guess they have a lot of dance lessons. It's a resort, so all the people eat dinner together, and they have like these dances. And this is when we first see Johnny and Penny. Patrick Swayze is Johnny Castle. They dance. They're amazing together. She's naive and she wants to experience the world, and Jennifer Grey wanders to the staff quarters. And there's one of the dancers is, well, this guy just has too many watermelons. He has 3. So he's like, it's against the laws of nature and the resort for you to mingle with us. But if you could carry one of these watermelons, you can come. So then she goes into the staff quarters. Now this is the real dance, and this is dirty, poor people dancing. Oh. It's so humpy. Oh. Johnny comes in, but then he dances with her a little bit. He gives her a little bit of the Swayze dirty dancing. So he dances with her real good, and then just stops, and then she like keeps dancing. Mm-hmm. It's like when you come, and then the woman's like, no, what do we... It's such a post-cum, the woman's like, no, can we could you just rock with me? Dude, just keep it hard and keep it in there just for a second. I'm close too. And he walks away. Oh. So the owner's weird grandson's showing Jennifer Grey around. We see in the kitchen, she sees Penny is crying. Jennifer Grey goes and gets the watermelon guy. The watermelon guy gets Johnny. Now all 3 of them go to see what's up with Penny. And then she explains that she's pregnant. Robbie, the asshole waiter, did it. He has the money. He won't pay for it. And then this is when Baby says she wants to pay. So Jennifer Grey confronts Robbie. Why won't you pay for it? And Robbie says, look, in this world, some people matter, some people don't. Oh, dude. And he goes, it's all right here in this book. And she shows her The Fountainhead by Ayn Rand. Uh-huh. It's a brutal takedown of the philosophies of Ayn Rand. Ayn Rand radicalized a waiter. Yeah, what if he's like, look, a lot of fucked up things happen in this world. Mm-hmm. And he shows her Dr. Seuss's The Places You'll Go. It's right here in Seuss. So she gets the money from her dad, and she gives it to him, and they're like, the only appointment we could get for the abortion was on Thursday, and that's like our big gig at a different hotel. And then Baby's like, I'll do it. Uh-huh. I'll take your dancing gig. This whole thing happens because the other woman can't do it because she has to go to her abortion appointment.
But it's also because it's the busiest abortion clinic in the Catskills.
Yeah, like it's really popular. It's so popular. Like, is Matt Rife performing the abortion? So now she's going to do the big mambo gig. Mm-hmm. They're falling in love while they're practicing the mambo. Mm-hmm. And then they do it in the water because the famous thing is there's a lift. So they do the act. She does a pretty good job, but she gets scared and she doesn't do the lift. Oh, and then they come back and Penny, she's in a lot of pain. She's on the bed. They were like, apparently it was a bad abortion. No! They were like, the guy, he had a dirty knife. Oh! He was like, it was kind of a back alley, semi-botched. The side of his van said abortions and carpet cleaning. So then she's like, oh, this is bad. So she goes and gets her dad, who's a doctor. Whoa. He comes, and of course he's shocked. He didn't know she was hanging out with dance people, this whole thing. No one knew she did the gig. And then so he goes and gives her like a shot of something. Mm-hmm. So he fixes it somehow. And then she goes to Johnny's room, and she says, I'm sorry my dad was such a jerk. And he's like, your dad's great. He's like, I wish I was a doctor. I'm nothing. You don't understand what it's like being Johnny Castle. He's like, I come from the streets. I come from dirt. We established that the dance people, they're poor and they come from the wrong side of the tracks. It's against society's rules for the guests to fall in love with a dancer. This is basically Guess Who's Dancing to Dinner. And then they start doing some dirty dancing, which segues into some dirty sex. All right. I guess the botched abortion got him in the mood. Swayze's having sex with Jennifer Grey, and he's like, I had a dream that your dad liked me. Wait, what the fuck? This guy, he got real sensitive. What? He's not being that cool. Oh, no. After we had sex, I had a dream about your dad.
Right, in the same year as Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech?
I have a dream where the dancing's not clean, but it's dirty. What if their dreams got switched? And Martin Luther King's like, this is a weird one, folks. I had a dream last night that Jerry Orbach liked me and said I could date his daughter. I don't know how that applies to this historic moment right now. And then we cut to Patrick Swayze going, I had a dream that white children and black children... I mean, I really enjoyed our sex last night, but right after I in your face, I had a dream that white children and black children held hands and sang the Negro spiritual, free at last, thank God. I had a dream that dances and teens had the blessing of Jerry Orbach. I had a dream last night, people. And then we see Max Kellerman, the owner, comes out. Max is having dinner with Orbach and the family. And Max is saying, you know what? I hate to say this, but we found out Patrick Swayze's a thief.
What?
Mo, the rich guy at the poker table, his wallet's missing, and he says Johnny stole it. And he didn't have an alibi because he said he was alone last night. And so Baby's like, to save his job, like, we're going to fire him. And she's like, you can't fire him. He wasn't alone, and I know because I was with him doing dirty sex.
Yeah, the confession.
So now Jerry Orbach has become catatonic. And he's not talking to Baby because of this news. He's so shocked. He's just sitting in a gazebo staring at the lake. And she comes to talk to him, and she's like, Daddy, I lied to you, but you lied to me. There's things you didn't tell me about this world. You never told me that Orbach was a nickname because you used to say to the sailors, do you want to come on my tits or back? You lied too, Daddy. You lied too. You were everybody's lady. And I think she just says, like, I told you I was going to change the world, and you thought I meant by becoming a doctor, but I'm going to do it by sleeping with dancers. I'm going to fuck all the dancers, Daddy, and you can't stop me, Daddy. And then he just keeps staring at the lake, and she runs off. She runs out of the gazebo. She's hanging out at Johnny's place, and Johnny's like, did you hear the news? They fingerprinted the water glasses, and now they know that the Schumachers are wanted in 2 states for wallet thievery. I guess there's this old couple in this movie. They have dementia, and yet somehow they're like on a crime spree.
Okay.
So she's like, great, your name has been cleared, you know? And he's like, no, they're firing me anyway because you told them I fucked you.
Oh, no.
Johnny's out. Just when he couldn't get any cooler, he drives away to a song written and performed by Patrick Swayze.
All right.
This guy's so fucking cool.
God.
This is their big, bittersweet, this is the end of the season. This is the big goodbye song. So then Johnny bursts back in. He grabs Jennifer Grey, and he gets on stage, and he says, I always do the last dance. And they dance, and she nails it, and it's beautiful. They do the lift. True love wins.
Yeah.
Oh, and then everybody just starts dirty dancing out in the open. This is the story of how Kellerman's became the home of dirty dancing. I think that was the scene from before when he's like, it all feels like it's ending. It's because they were outdated. But now with this dirty dancing, we reinvigorated Kellerman's.
Yeah.
But on another level, it's about living with the choices we make in life. Because Penny decided to have an abortion. Penny should have been the one up there on stage at the end. She was the dancing partner. They're really sort of rubbing her face in it. If you think about it, the famous line from the movie, he storms in and he says, nobody puts baby in the corner, which even that is kind of a description of an abortion. He's like, Jerry Orbach, nobody puts a baby in the trash can around here. And he's like, dude, you asked me to pay for it. Like, why are you giving me shit about this now? Really, what he's doing at the end of the movie is the airplane. Who's up in the air? Who's up in the air? Who's a baby up there? Who's a baby? This woman who had an abortion a day ago is going like, guys, could we not do this right now? Like in front of me? Like I'm kind of going through something. But the end result is Dirty Dancing saves Kellerman. That's the greater good. And everyone in this movie, whether it's her making the tough decision to end her pregnancy or these people engaging in an unconventional relationship with each other, despite what society said, everyone in this film is pursuing ethical egoism. They're going for heroic self-interest, objectively, which are the principles that are taught in the Fountainhead. This movie owes Ayn Rand a goddamn apology. Sometimes I feel like, as a society, we've gotten too far away from the teachings of Ayn Rand. Ayn Rand so far away. But we couldn't get away. The past was doing its best.
That's the theme song.
Leave them alone. Leave them alone. Leave Leave them alone. They were doing their best.